All right, so I want to kick this off with the conversation so that we can get everybody, intrigued and involved into this conversation. So I think because we already kind of started this conversation upstairs, I think we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with and see if the thoughts are the same on whether women want or need a man. What was your thing you got called
So
out?
I was called out because someone said, y'all need us in season 2. And I said, no, we don't. We don't need you, we want you. And it was in relation to intimate partner. It was not just in relation to men in general, which I do agree, women need men and men need women. We're here to take care of each other. But in an intimate relationship, it's not a need. I need water. I need to eat food. I need air to breathe. I do not need a man.
And so your viewpoint is the same.
But I want one. It's not a need, it's just a want.
Do you remember who called you out on that?
One person.
Oh, it was a camera?
It was all the men. All the whole men.
We all came
for me. They all came for me.
Okay, so would you still call her out on that, or have your views changed? Are you more of the understanding of why she may feel like that? Where are you at now with that? Because I see that you still have the same thoughts, right, Nicole?
I think it's a real convenience that she says we don't need, because technically we only need the food, air, water, and whatever, shelter or whatever in order to survive. But the reality is that human beings are interdependent on each other. We all need each other. And so for the sake of her mental and emotional health, if she had a good man, she does need that. Now, the thing is that she probably doesn't believe she can find a good man, or if she doesn't find a good man, then she decides that, okay, I don't need a bad situation. But the option is to be lonely, miserable, and unhappy.
So here, what? So it sounds like a mansplain to me, because we talked about on our season, all the women agreed that we wanted a man. We did not say we did not need one.
What happens?
And so when I say need, as for example, I have 3 children, I raised them on my own. I didn't need a man. I wanted one, but I have 3 grown children, 3 grandchildren, and they made it just fine without needing a man.
I have one question.
Excuse me,
Hold on. I just have one question.
You win.
Hold on.
You win.
I have one question before I continue.
You know you got more than one question, but go
I
ahead.
got one question.
We'll give him his
What happens to women when they don't get what they want? They are unhappy. Miserable.
What happens to a person? That's a person in general.
Okay, but it doesn't. Okay, whether it be a woman or whether a woman is a person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's what we're talking about. What happens in life when you don't get what you want? You are unhappy, you are miserable, or you are whatever. Y'all can.
But what happens if you don't get
I'm
what
gonna tell you.
need?
Listen. Let me tell you something.
If you get what you need,
Then you die.
there you go.
If you don't get food, then
I'm
you
not
die.
gonna die.
But the point is
We're gonna die without you.
what did I say? I said the alternative is you unhappy, you are miserable,
That is not
and
the
you are
alternative.
whatever.
That is not
Listen,
the alternative.
y'all can
That is not the
y'all
alternative.
can address this, or y'all can placate this, or y'all can do whatever you want with it. All you want to. But at the end of the day, when you are sitting there and you are alone and you are not with somebody that you want, what is happening
You're not
is
gonna
Someone that I want,
when you-
not me.
when you
You just said it
Oh,
yourself.
time out.
Someone I
When-
want,
listen.
not me.
When you are by yourself and you can't get what you want,
Want.
you are unhappy,
Want,
you are miserable,
want,
and you feel lonely.
want,
That is what happens.
want.
So you can go through life and you can state it however you want to.
Okay.
I don't get what I don't have a man because I don't want a man or because he didn't do whatever or I don't need a man. But your alternative is this: unhappiness,
And miserable.
loneliness, and misery.
Okay, we've heard that. Time out.
Miserable.
Excuse me, time in.
That's the you.
Okay, thank you.
You've been in.
You know, first of all, I hear this all the time, and as we're now have matured from 10 years ago,
Some of us.
self-fulfillment is not equated with loneliness, because when you know who you are, loneliness is a state of mind. Because when you come to a place of understanding who you are and being happy on purpose, because it's a choice. Happiness is a choice. It's not that because someone is not in my life, I'm not being fulfilled. Everyone has a different perspective of what fulfillment is. So whatever fulfills you is not, that will help you to be able to accept where you are. I'm single and I'm never alone, because it's a whole plethora of how y'all doing. They on the sideline that I can choose, but that's not what I'm choosing for myself. I'm fulfilled. I found fulfillment in waking up every day. And I think my perspective have changed in so many ways, because a couple of years ago, we lost 8 family members, our aunt being 52, and life is for the living, and regardless of where you are in your life, whether you're married, divorced, widow, or in a committed relationship or single, it's the fulfillment of enjoying life where you are in that space you're in. Just because you're doing it in a singular sense doesn't equate with being lonely and miserable and unhappy, because there are so many unhappy and lonely, miserable individuals
In
in
relationships and marriages they don't want to be in.
everything they don't want to be in. So it's the whole debate about that. It's the fulfillment in oneself, because when you become to know who you are, your perspective on life changes a lot. When you begin to appreciate life, we don't have time to waste time. The expectancy of life is 78 years. What are you going to do at this moment? You're going to not live your life because you're not with someone that you want. Sometimes the people that you want is not the people that are good for you. So what are you going to do? You're going to die because what you think you want. Because sometimes we think what we want, and when we get it, we be looking. You ever dated someone years ago and you see them? I'm like, God, thank you.
Yes, yes.
I thought I wanted at
Absolutely.
that time. So your perspective in life changes as you mature in life, because the problem with people with that conception that whole outlook of where you're coming from, that perception of where you're coming from, I do know we are different individuals looking at different set of lenses, but coming from that, I feel like that's a person who don't know who they are.
May I respond?
Can I finish?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought she was still.
Okay, so we're gonna let O'Kara go ahead and show
I'm just gonna
you.
respond.
Do you know who you are?
I'm going
May I ask that question?
respond. Okay. So, what you said is, I cannot disagree with what you said. But here's the reality. The reality is that the vast majority of people do not have that resolve. And so we can always talk about things in a single emotion. Maybe you have that resolve, and maybe that applies to you. But the vast majority of people do not have that resolve. The vast majority of people don't even understand and love themselves in the way that they can come to that conclusion and be good when they're happy. I mean, be good single when they're happy, and happy single. So it's nice to say everything is nice in the theory, but I don't live in theories. I live in reality. And so I see a lot of people on social media and walking around life who will say that theory, who will say, oh, I can be this, knowing damn well that ain't what they are, though. And maybe you are, but everybody's not you.
But then do we have to?
Hold on, time out. No.
Those
Listen, I'm not listening.
What about you? That's the question, because I can't speak
Time out. I'm
So
good.
Joy gets time out.
Hold on. I'm good.
No, you miserable. You
No.
just single.
Time out.
You
I
are
actually,
single and
hold on.
miserable.
Time out.
He's not single.
Actually, I'm not single.
You're married.
I'm not single. I have a girlfriend and me and her good. But
everybody else
hold
that's
on.
single is
Time out. Even if I'm not good, even if I didn't have a girlfriend, I've always been good by myself.
So
But-
but the
time out,
women are
time
miserable
out.
when they don't have a man.
See, that's the problem.
That's exactly what you're saying.
That's
You are fine,
hold on.
but we're miserable.
Whenever I speak, I don't talk about myself. I don't talk about myself.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't talk about myself. If I see something, if I defend something, I'm not defending it because I do it. I defend it because everybody else is right to do it. What I am merely saying to you is that you can't sit here and act like because you are some way that everybody else is some way. I am talking about
But you can't negate-
hold on.
I never acted like
I didn't say this.
But you can't do it.
Hold on.
How can you
Time out.
defend what's not your
Time out.
reality? Help me
Time out.
understand.
How?
How can you defend what's
Because
not your reality?
time out. It's like this. Hold on.
How?
It's like this. It's like this. You can sit up here and you can talk about, like, we want white people to defend or to say something about racism, but maybe they haven't experienced it. You can easily do that. So my point is simple. My point is that while I can be good by myself, I see plenty of people who talk like they are, but they're obviously not. And so you can sit here and you can say this about yourselves, and you can say this, and it may apply to you. But that is the difference between men and what women do in general. Men will talk about the masses. Women will talk because of who they are, as if that means all other women are. I'm telling you. I can tell you.
No one is
I
saying
know.
that you're not correct. Let me say this.
So
Nobody's saying that you're not
The
correct.
host of the show.
Yes.
be
You
the
just
whole.
said that men will talk about the masses. But how do you talk about the masses when you're one person? Because the only way you can relate to the reality of everything is from your experience in life.
You know what?
can't just relate to
Time out.
everybody.
No, you asking me a question. I'm about to explain to you. Because you know what?
You got 3 minutes.
I observe plenty of women. I talk to plenty of women. I am the one person. One of very few men that I know that have platonic female relationships. And I see exactly how it plays out. They can say whatever they want to on whatever, but when they talk to me, they are unhappy about being single. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. A lot of y'all think that y'all are presenting something happiness on Facebook, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. The reality is that when you on Facebook and you are complaining about men, happy people don't complain. Happy people don't take shots. Happy people don't sound miserable.
You told me to change the topic.
You
told me to
reality.
change
No,
the topic.
I'm not changing the topic. I'm telling you.
This is
Now, so y'all
Single, but I see that she's not.
All right. Don't play with myself.
I'm about to show
Come on, we gonna let you
I'm about to show y'all.
take his 7 minutes.
I'm gonna show y'all how season 1 bring it to
Bring it in.
So, Akira, you wrote a couple books, right? A book.
I wrote a book and I got others.
Thank you. So I validate what he's saying, but I'm gonna bring it a little bit.
I wrote a book too.
I'm gonna bring it.
I have
but I'm
several.
about
I'm
to
gonna
She got several books. She got books.
You got several books?
Everybody here is a copy.
I mean,
We all did
I'm sorry.
Not gonna come on from
Talking to me.
So this is what I'm gonna say. So need is based upon progression. So if you are a person, I'll give you an example. If you're a person, you live in a city and you feel that you do not want to learn about the other cultures, travel the world, learn about the different things that's happening outside of what's taking place on your block, then you don't need to travel. You don't need to go anywhere. You can live right there in front of your house, turn on your TV, and learn everything you need to learn on the TV, and you can learn a lot. But if you are progressive and you are looking to expand your mentality, your spirituality, expand your vocabulary, then you need to get in a car and go somewhere. So with that being said, no, need is not based upon if you don't have it that you're going to die. That has nothing to do with need, because your program, I said this earlier, we are programmed to interact, we are programmed to elevate, we are programmed to advance. So if you want to advance, you need a partner. There's no way around it. God created you, you were created, and we were created to interact with one another, and that's a necessity. And if we want to fight the creator upon the creation, then you can do that. But I'm not going to be egotistical.
Your partner could be a woman.
I'm not going to be egotistical and say that I, as a man, will not be able to enhance my manhood and my ability to be a man unless I interact and have a relationship with a woman, at least one, if not several. I will not be able to reach the level, if not several.
So, I mean,
My biology is
we have several,
and I passed the mic.
we interact with several men. We have male
But I said need in the sense of being able to be in a relationship at least with one at a certain point in time. That is a necessity for everyone
But
in order for them to do
everything
that.
is a relationship. If you have a friend, that's a relationship.
I'm not talking about friendship.
You get a lot from your friends.
Once again, I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna say that our program, I didn't create man, I didn't create woman, and there was a creator. And everything we look around at has a purpose based upon its creation. We need to start to unify and agree as to why was man created and why was woman created, and we could talk about that.
Reproduction.
Okay, so I just want to ask one question before I let you go.
Right.
So my question is, what is the difference between an intimate relationship and a friendship?
Relationships, there are very few things that are different, but when you have an intimate relationship with someone, then there's an exchange of energy, there's an exchange of souls, there's an exchange of purpose, and that interaction just on a physical level, two people can become one. And that was the blessing for two coming together, that they can become one, and that makes them more powerful.
So I just want to,
Body influence.
I'm a real bottom line kind of person. I just really want to know what is, so you said all of those fluffy words.
No, there was no fluff about what I said.
Okay, I'm a bottom line kind of person.
The bottom line is fluids exchange.
I want to know, so when I'm exchanging spirits and souls and purposes and stuff,
Yes.
because I have a guy friend and we went in business together, we ain't never even met.
Correct.
So we have exchanged a lot of different stuff
Correct.
and never even met. So when you talk about exchanging your spirits and souls and stuff, is that when your penis comes out? Is that when we?
So you asked me what was the difference between the two.
Yes.
I explained very explicitly
No,
the
you did
difference.
not. You did not answer that question. So it wasn't
Let me just say,
explicit. It was
when
fluffy. You gave me clouds.
No, I didn't. I said,
Dandelions and shit. I love clouds and dandelions.
let me express it then.
I want.
When two
Okay, tell me some real stuff then.
physically
Because the
come
difference, I
together.
got male friends. So
now
here's one of my male friends.
No, she just asked us the difference between the two.
Last time he took me to take my car, I can call him Kara. He'll go take me to take my flat tire.
Yes.
Get it fixed.
Yes,
But we're not exchanging fluffy
Yes.
words that you talk about.
that's not.
Souls and spirits and stuff.
So once
Because
again,
your friendship and your intimate relationship, the difference is this is the person I'm
did
gonna
you
be
ask me?
related with. I did.
No, but
I said it was fluffy.
Okay,
It was
let me say it one more time, and I'm gonna give you 30 seconds with it. So when two people come together, I want you to listen because you missed it. When two people come together and they have a physical exchange and they are exchanging, they want to get to know with one another, that's the highest level of blessing that two people can actually achieve.
Sexually, that's what
No,
you're saying.
physically, mentally. So see, people.
No, I'm
don't
saying,
think-
explain what your
Okay, yes,
physicality means,
so
that's what I'm trying to.
I'm saying that first they are mentally, psychologically, are wanting to be together and desire to create. And when they have that physical engagement,
I'm not creating
That's
nothing.
fine right there. What you talking about?
when I say desire to create, please do not think of just that of children.
What we
When
creating?
I
What are we
legacy,
creating?
dynasty,
Creating that with you.
legacy,
But I can
dynasty.
create that with all those things can be created in a same-sex relationship. They're not in a relationship.
Once
So you're not
again,
giving us the answer.
so when I said, and I disagree that all can be created through the same sex, but that's a
Based
touchy
on what
subject.
how you're
That's
saying.
how you explain it.
No,
Your theory.
But what I said is when, this is what I initially said, I'm gonna go back to it.
Please.
We were all created, and the creator then therefore gets the opportunity to dictate what we were created for. So maybe the main question we need to ask is, what was our reason for being a man, and what is our reason for being a woman? Because we know what we do with a car, we know what we do with a pencil, we know what we do with a camera. We all know what that's created. So
It was for
so
reproduction.
is that so I'm saying that our creator had more than just a plan for reproduction, because in that whole story there was a whole lot of other things outlined. So you can do your research and you can look at it, but all I'm saying is that we gotta stop being this individual, egotistical, and want to satisfy ourselves in a physical level type of realm. That's
Well,
all.
we are individual.
Okay.
We're not.
So, okay,
we
we're
are
gonna go ahead and keep this moving, because Sherwood he got us in the dandelion field.
I like that.
Wow.
We're gonna go ahead and let our social workers.
Come on, cut the grass, come on, cut the grass.
Y'all can
So, for the audience, let me put on my clinical hat. Okay, so the first question was, please refresh my memory about,
Do men and women need each other?
do we need each other? What happens
Or
is,
do women need?
That was not the question. The question was, women need men,
Oh,
and it's in an intimate relationship, not cousins and brothers and fathers and sons. In an intimate relationship, do women need a man?
okay, so let me validate. Everybody at the table is correct. Because we remember what our perspectives come from what? A summation of our experiences.
That's not what O'Hara said. He said he just speak for the masses.
I got you. But he had to hear multiple men and multiple women give their perspective to say, this is what the masses are feeling out here. And he did confirm by saying, I have a lot of platonic female friends who tell me, O'Hara, I play the role. I play the Oprah Winfrey. I play the strong black woman. But sitting down with you, my friend, who I trust and love, I'm lonely, O'Hara. O'Hara, how come it can't be more of you out here? How come it can't be more Sherwoods out here? How come it can't be more? Okay, well, and how come it can't be any more Khaleds out here, right? Because we're considerate men, right? And we're good and decent men, right? And so, again, everybody is correct. Do men need women? Do women need men? And that can be a debate all day long. What's the problem is, it's the presentation of that term. As black men, I do not ever want to hear a black woman say she don't need me. Because then what's my purpose? I need Anaya Scott. I need you. I need you. I need every you, all of you all to say, I need my black men to protect me, to honor me, to cherish me. But because us men have let women down, then their sense of security, their sense of stability says that I can't keep saying I need them, because if you don't show up, I'm going to continue to be disappointed. So now I got to say I don't need them, because that's my protection. The more we do what we're supposed to do, because you don't hear white women saying it. You don't hear Asian women saying it. You don't hear Arabic women, because for the most part, it appears their men are there. But we are the only race of people who 400 years ago started in 1623 It was deliberate that we be divided. Because you all know when black people come together strong, we conquer everything. But the master plan was to divide us. And 400 years later, guess what? It's working. Black men are right now saying we don't want to vote for Kamala. Right? Wow. Wow. But we need her. We need her because look what our alternative is. Because if that other dude get up in office, he gonna let black people know what he really thinks of us. So we need Kamala like we needed Obama. And think about it, how we felt looking at that DNC over the last few days. We felt re-inspired. And even though she's with a white man, I ignored that because that strong black woman gave me a sense of what? Security. You know, she gave me a sense of I'm going to take care of you. And us black men who all have mamas, we know how it feels when a black woman is taking care of us. That's why you will never hear a black man say, I don't need a woman, because we are clear whether we married.
But he might not need a black woman, because a lot of them have all kind of different kind of women.
And then they have deficits.
Yeah, men usually need at least 3 or 4 women.
And they have deficits.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
That's another topic.
Did you say? You just say. You just say.
They got at least two.
When it comes to having multiple women, yes, they need
But
multiple.
y'all don't need. We need multiple, but y'all don't need one.
I'm just talking about the masses. So what I would like to say, is when I say I don't need a man, I am not saying that I don't need my black brothers. Not saying that at all.
There you go.
I'm not saying I don't need my father. I don't need my son. I don't need my uncles, cousins, my male friends. The topic of conversation was about a partner, an intimate partner. And the fact that you say, I need a man, the point being, I can have a partner, it could be a woman. That's a flat thing that's going on right now. To this day, they could need a woman.
Do
So
you need a
needing
man or not?
But this is what I
is something that I
Do
don't
you need a man just for the
want.
record?
And so when Akira was making all of his statements, everything he said, the women that talked to him said, I want, and I don't have. The only difference of what I am speaking of is you don't need a man in an intimate relationship.
So you're saying
And
you
I
don't
will
need
say
sex?
that again.
You want
Need
sex? You ain't gonna die with
what?
sex.
Is that what men is doing
What?
right now?
I
Men is just the sex.
It
Because she
depends
said,
on what else
she
you
said,
got.
also as a man, father is a
But
man.
I think we can all agree, like, we need men. We need,
Period.
like, this is
Thank
only back
We said that.
to
I
season
said that.
1 where we were saying, is a marriage needed? Absolutely, I think it's needed because it's the foundation of the family. And if you go back to the foundation of a family, it's men and women
Yes.
procreating. So yes, we all agree we need men, we need to reproduce, we need to keep our society going. And so in that way we need. But sometimes I think when we're talking about needs, sometimes we're at a point where women work now, they do all of these other things and they're independent in so many other ways. And that's the need that they talk about. And it's not the need of the biblical need of needing a man and a woman, because we all agree on that.
Yes.
We all agree on
I
that.
haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen it? Yes,
What-
we
what-
agree on that.
you need to-
I agree on that.
Because people say that every time.
I'm talking about in reality.
So we're gonna work on wrapping up this segment.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say,
Hold on.
just real quick.
You wanna finish your thought?
Yeah,
No,
please.
I think we're all agreeing on certain sayings.
I don't even need 2 minutes.
And then you
I-
have something to say?
You're just 1 minute, I just
Okay, go
said.
ahead.
I just
Wait,
need.
let her finish.
Oh, I mean,
No, I just think we're all agreeing that we need men and women need each other.
Oh, sorry, just to confirm.
Just
Is
to
that all
confirm,
that
I said that.
men are needed? Are y'all agreeing that men are needed?
But I think sometimes when men are talking about do we need them,
They're not
women may
listening.
go back to the need of sex. They may go back to the need of the provider of financial, because that's where this society is right now, in the need of a man. So that's what I think the disconnect comes in.
it's not that you don't need a man. I think when you guys are speaking to us, our thought process may be the financial part of it. Our process may be the sexual part of it. And women now can get those things elsewhere. They can get them on their own. They can, get sex toys. They can have six-figure careers themselves. And so I think sometimes that's their thought process when they say they don't need you guys. But do we need men? Absolutely.
So I just want to say, just right there, that's where we have a lot of misconceptions. Because, hold on, because she is so correct. All we've said is that a man is needed. We had never necessarily validated what that meant. And so when she says not sex, not this, not that, but they are needed, that's where the confusion comes in. Because as soon as you said something's not needed, there's a lot of attachments that goes with that.
I think that the men make those attachments.
Yes.
Because
She
it comes-
just said that. She
it
said
comes from, so when you break, I'm a bottom line kind of person, so if you look in the dictionary with need, there's some things that we need to survive, and penis and all that kind of stuff is not included.
But you keep.
We can buy all of that.
I just want to say one thing, and I try very hard to be just a mediating voice sometimes, but you said one thing and that throws me off. You said survive. I don't want to just survive, I want to thrive.
Absolutely.
I want to grow up together. And although in theory and reality, I can do that alone, doing that with my husband is so much more fulfilling. It is so much more meaningful, and it is so much more productive.
Not knocking that at all.
And so when we talk about need and surviving versus thriving, need versus want, we have to look at what is the big picture. Because my mother is 84, thank God. And she was talking about her friends being on some type of senior citizens dating app, which I almost passed out. And she said, they get swipes, girl, they get swipes. But in her age demographic, they still are longing for companionship.
Wanting companionship.
And not that they
Wanting.
fall over and die without
one
but their lives' productivity and extension may be that much more meaningful with the proper partner.
The problem.
So, may I just, 2 minutes.
1
All
minute,
right.
1 minute.
I'll take 1 minute.
So
It
we're
doesn't
close to the rest of
it doesn't matter.
Turn on the timer.
I'll take 1 minute. Nobody has said anything that actually disputed what I said. He said, no, seriously, nobody has said anything that actually disputed what I said, and everybody sat here and agreed with it. The reality is that we like to state these specifications about need and want. The reality is that if you're sitting here just speaking about surviving, then you're not really speaking about what she said. And so, yes, I can go through life and live without a woman. But do I need a woman to make my life whole? Yes, because men and women and human beings, period, are all interdependent on each other. And so as you go through life, you can say whatever you want to say about I don't need this or I don't need that. You can make that little distinction if you want to, but the reality is that you're not right if you're not with people. And so we all yearn and we all desire to have someone. And so you can fight it, you can distinct it, you can do whatever you want to. It don't change. It don't change.
To just sum it all up, as Khalid mentioned earlier, the problem is I'm so sick and tired of men talking about what women and men are not doing. What are we going to change to unify ourselves? We're not saying that we don't need a man into that sense, but men has not been in that role for black women. Let's be honest about it. We can continue to blame the woman and blame the man, but when are we gonna individually take accountability to start healing our communities by doing our parts? And doing our parts is, women will accept the man if he's the right one. We don't have a problem with that, needing someone if you're the right one, but how can I need you if you're not showing up in the way that you need to? So I think women, we need to continue to have that dialogue with one another just as well as men, and call us out on each other, because until then, there will never be a resolve. We can talk until we're green in the face, but the resolve is going to come in when men take the accountability that they have not, black men have not shown up in a way that they should, that garnered this whole thought process of black women, that we don't need them, that we have to do it on our own. Yes, you can do it by yourself, but together is so much better.
Yes.
We're not saying we're against that, but we need to get back to that.
Yes.
Men taking account and holding each other accountability so we can get back there to rebuild our family structure. That's all I wanted to say. And that's the whole problem of everything.
That's our next open up to this episode.
So I'm gonna end it out as I begin this topic. I believe that we're all on the same page, Sherwood, with us meeting each other in community, in life.
Yes.
The difference was, and the topic was about a woman meeting a man in an intimate relationship, okay? I need a Bentley.
You need a Bentley?
Can I say that? I need a Bentley. I need an SUV. No, it would make it much easier for me to get from point A to point B if I had a car, or a Bentley preferably. But I don't need it. I want it. And that is the end all to be all.
I hope y'all understood what she just said. I'm gonna let y'all decipher that.
Okay. All right.
So it's a train, right? It's gonna keep going because it's individual.
So we're gonna wrap up that. And we're gonna revisit a question from the first season.
I think he's the only one that's not on our.
Do you have a clip from Sherwood who called him out? Because I'm sure he got called out.
Just let him share the call. I think Tish called him.
You know, did Tish call him out?
Yeah, it's something about basics or something, basic living or something. Maria and Tish called you out. Let me
Oh,
find.
two people called him out?
I'm sure. If I was there, I would have called him out too. So
Would you would have called me
Sherwood
out?
was a lot of stuff to call him
Would you would
out.
have called me out?
I don't know. I find something.
But your question, so we're gonna can we find Sherwood's, who called Sherwood out? He's from first season, he's from season one, it was only 5 episodes from season one. So one of them has to be him saying something. He's probably saying the whole time.
I thought what she said earlier is really something that actually becomes a precursor to a good conversation, as far as she said that men stepping up and being a role. And what I found in the last 10 years, what I have found that's different is that sometimes you can have the right intentions, but people don't really see you. They don't really understand where you're coming from. And sometimes it takes a time for people to actually catch up. So it could be like spirituality. People say like the wisdom of the Bible is real, but they don't believe in it. And then later on in life, they say, oh, you know what, that made a lot of sense. So men, I think as black men, I think that we're being overlooked. I think there's so many more black men out here that the men, we are programmed to want to fix things. That's our innate ability. And so when there's a problem, we're trying to create a solution to the problem. If we're trying, even on a low vibration, if we're trying to get women, we're trying to find the best terminology to use. Hey, babe, is there some fries to come with that shake? We're going to come up with something that's going to work, because failure is not necessarily what we accept. So I think that we need to start to look at what is it that men are doing right now that is not really approval of women? Or is it that women are not truly seeing men's ability to tap into real things?
Give us an example.
No, you're not going to give an example of that. So the You got what? We're gonna get audience, that's why I wanna get audience questions, so go ahead.
What I have to say is this.
And keep it.
Keep it. It's not a lot of times what you say, it's about the way you say it.
That's what I said.
And it's a lot of times about what you are going to do versus what you intend to do. Because a lot of men that I know, and I don't know the whole thing, but I'm speaking the ones that I know, overspeak and underdeliver. And
Yes.
now, and a lot of women have accepted that underdeliverance and have created that normality of mediocrity. So when we talk about one side of the equation, we also have to talk about the other side.
Take them
Okay, real quick, because I wanna take some audience questions.
Okay,
They
absolutely.
got something to say.
Audience, I want to address that because it's so powerful and prolific. I have a private practice, and I have 14 black male clients, right? And what I've observed with my black male clients, they are all broken men. Broken men get with women, be the healthiest woman in the world, and will break her. And then she will break the children. And then they will break the community. But luckily, post-pandemic, men are now learning, I gotta sit in front of a therapist now, because I'm tired of my brokenness. And so, now that they're in the fixing part, right? Let's be optimistic.
And you know what, and so I'm just gonna say this, and so I think that part of what Khalid said, we also need to look at some of our younger men in their 20s and 30s, because your people are probably older than that, right?
Yes, they are.
But you need because they were raised by broken men.
And women.
And women.
Oh, my
And
God.
so how do you create this whole being if you have nothing whole to give them? But, so right now I want to do we have any audience questions or comments? Anybody want to come on up? Come on up. We streaming live.
She ready. She
Are
ready.
they calling our names? Would they get questions?
If it's a direct question for you, come on up here. We want you to get into the thing.
Okay,
Right
so-
there. Go ahead.
I'm Robin Russell, and basically coming from that generation right under y'all, and seeing the upcoming generation. I work in a high school, so I'm seeing these broken kids every day. How they lack the coping skills. They lack a lot of things that were not taught to them, and so it's like we're playing counselors every day.
Yes.
Every day. I'm working in the office, and I'm over here counseling parents over the phone. Like, hey, this is what your child is doing. This is, so it's a trickle effect.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to find out a way to fix, like, catch
Oh,
it.
that's the $1 million question. That's a $1 million question.
Question, like, can catch it?
I don't know how
We gotta
to
catch them. And we're smart over here, but we don't know how to.
She said she don't know, but I got some solutions.
Mother and father in the household.
Come
That's
on,
so
lady.
simple. Foundation has fathers in the household.
And that's the solution. So,
A father household is not the solution. If they're broken, then you got two people breaking a child, so that is not the solution.
So,
I think that is a big part of the solution.
So-
That is a big part of the
It might
solution.
be part of it,
That's
but
the
if they're
biggest
both
part of the
broken,
solution.
if they're both
And that's
broken,
why, that's the point, that's the whole reason why we're broken. Because black men were taken out of the household. That's almost the 99% of the reason why.
I agree with you, but it doesn't make
And I
it a solution
understand
if
there's
they're
mental
broken.
illness, there's everything else, nobody's perfect, and people are broken because their parents were broken. But I think a lot of our problems would be solved if there were two parents in the household. And yes, they have to be healthy. And yes, they have to be healthy. But that's the start.
But also,
So what? People are broken. You know what? People are broken. And that means that broken people might get with another broken person. The real reality of it is, do you still want to be broken, or are you looking to be better? And if you are looking to be better, then you get with other people that you can talk to, that you can listen to, that will encourage you to be better. And then if you have a conversation with that person, then you go back to your mate and you try to encourage her or him to be better also. But we can't do this if we constantly sit back and say people are broken and broken people